Have you ever wondered why someone notices you before you even say a single word? Before attraction becomes desire, before desire becomes focus, something silent happens in the mind. It happens fast, faster than logic, faster than thought, and most people never realize it's happening at all. Every human brain is constantly scanning the world for signals. Signals of safety, signals of confidence, signals of vitality. When a man feels turned on, long before his awareness catches up, his nervous system is already responding, not to perfection, not to beauty standards, but to energy, to presence, to how you show up in your own body. This is where most women feel confused. They think attraction begins with looks, with features, with comparison. But research and psychology point somewhere deeper. Attraction begins with how you carry yourself, with posture, with the way you occupy space, with whether your body says I am grounded or I am hiding. When your shoulders are open, your spine tall, your head level, your body sends a powerful message without effort. It says you trust yourself. It says you feel safe in your own skin. The brain reads this as strength, and strength creates interest. Not loud strength. Quiet strength, the kind that doesn't need approval. This matters because posture is not cosmetic, it's neurological. When you stand tall, your breathing improves. When breathing improves, your nervous system calms. When your nervous system calms, your confidence becomes real instead of forced. Men don't consciously analyze this, they feel it. Their attention lingers because their body feels at ease around you. Most people spend their lives shrinking, rounding their shoulders, lowering their gaze, making themselves small, or without realizing it. And then they wonder why they feel overlooked. The truth is painful but empowering. Attention follows presence. Desire follows grounded energy. Here is the reward for understanding this. When you change how you hold yourself, you don't just become more attractive to others, you become more attractive to yourself, and that changes the entire dynamic. You stop chasing validation. You stop performing. You start choosing. The body teaches the mind. When you stand like you matter, the brain begins to believe it. That belief shifts your voice, your movement, your decisions. And suddenly the world responds differently. Not because you asked it to, but because you aligned with something deeper and more honest. If you stay with this message, you'll begin to see attraction not as a mystery, but as a reflection of how safe, steady, and present you are within yourself. This knowledge gives you control without manipulation, power without force, confidence without arrogance. And this is only the beginning. Because what men notice first is not what most people think. It's the signal you send before desire even has a name. Once presence is felt, attention narrows. And when attention narrows, the eyes become the doorway. This is where attraction either deepens or dissolves. Not because of beauty, but because of awareness. Eye contact is not about staring. It is about connection. It is about whether you are fully here or mentally somewhere else, waiting to be chosen. The human brain is wired to seek signals of interest and safety at the same time. When a man feels turned on, his nervous system looks for reassurance that desire will not be rejected or punished. Your eyes answer that question before words ever could. Soft focus communicates openness. Calm gaze communicates control. Together, they create a powerful emotional invitation without pressure. There is a difference between looking and seeing. Many people look, but few are truly present. When your attention is grounded, your eyes slow down, your face relaxes, micro-expressions soften. This sends a biological message of emotional stability. Psychology shows that mutual gaze releases dopamine, the chemical of desire, and oxytocin, the chemical of trust. Desire without trust creates tension. Trust without desire creates neutrality. When both are present, attraction becomes magnetic. Most women underestimate how much their internal state shows on their face. Tension tightens the jaw. Anxiety shortens the breath. Self-doubt dulls expression. None of this is intentional, but the body never lies. When you are disconnected from yourself, others feel it instantly. When you are anchored within, your eyes carry warmth instead of seeking approval. This is not about seductio, and it is about regulation. When you calm your nervous system, your presence becomes inviting. Slow blinking signals comfort. Relaxed lips signal ease. A genuine smile activates mirror neurons in the other person's brain, creating unconscious emotional alignment. He doesn't think, I am attracted. He feels drawn without knowing why. Here is the shift that changes everything. Eye contact is not A-B, out trying to be interesting. It is about being interested. When your attention is real, it lands. When it lands, it is felt. People are starved for presence in a distracted world. When you offer it without need, it becomes rare, and rarity intensifies desire. This awareness gives you power without effort. You stop chasing reactions. You stop performing expressions you think are attractive. You imply arrive, fully, calmly. And the moment you do, the energy in the room changes. Not dramatically, subtly. But subtly is where the deepest attraction lives. There is also restraint in this. Too much eye contact feels invasive. Too little feels distant. Balance is felt, not calculated. When you trust yourself, your body finds that balance naturally. Trust replaces tension. Curiosity replaces fey. And curiosity is one of the strongest emotional drivers of attraction known to psychology. When you learn to meet someone's eyes without losing yourself, you send a message that cannot be faked. You say, I am comfortable with connection. That comfort becomes safety. Safety allows desire to breathe instead of rushing or collapsing. This is the reward for mastering presence through your gaze. You stop needing validation. You stop fearing rejection. Because you are no longer trying to extract something from the moment. You are simply participating fully. And full participation is rare. Rare things are valued. Valued things are pursued. When your eyes are steady, your energy follows. When your energy is steady, attention stays. And when attention stays, attraction deepens without fork. Without effort and without confusion. When attention stays, the body takes over the conversation. Long after the eyes connect, movement begins to speak. Every step, every gesture, every pause sends information straight to the nervous system. Men don't analyze this, they feel it. And what they feel determines whether desire stabilizes or fades. Movement reveals emotional truth. Fast, sharp, restless motions signal inattention. The brain reads this as unpredictability. Predictability equals safety. Safety allows desire to deepen instead of spike and disappear. Smooth, intentional movement does the opposite. It signals balance. It says your inner world is regulated. That regulation is deeply attractive because it feels grounding. Your body mirrors your internal state at all times. And you rush. Your gestures tighten. When you're anxious, your hands fidget. When you're disconnected, your movements become fragmented. None of this is wrong, but awareness changes everything. The moment you slow your breath, your body follows. Shoulders soften, steps become deliberate, energy settles. Psychology shows that rhythm plays a powerful role in attraction. Humans are wired to respond to flow. Smooth movement feels coherent. Coherence feels trustworthy. Trust lowers defenses. When defenses drop, desire has room to expand. This is why calm, steady motion often draws more attention than exaggerated expression. It's not about doing more. It's about doing less with intention. Voice carries the same truth. Tone matters more than words. A rushed voice signals insecurity. A steady voice signals confidence. Slight pauses create anticipation. Silence creates tension. Lower, relaxed tones are processed by the brain as authority and maturity, not dominance, stability. the kind that feels safe to lean into. Here is what most people miss. You don't need to change who you are. You need to regulate how you show up. When your nervous system calms, your movements naturally slow. When movements slow, presence increases. Presence is felt immediately. And when presence is felt, attraction becomes effortless. Men notice how you walk into a room, not consciously, instinctively. Do you glide or rush? Do you take space or avoid it? Do your movements feel connected or scattered? These signals answer a silent question in the mind. Is this person emotionally grounded? Grounded energy ho. They'll DS attention because it offers something rare in a chaotic world. This is where control returns to you, not control over others, control over yourself. When you choose to move with intention, you stop leaking energy. When you stop leaking energy, you become centered. Centered energy feels powerful without being loud. It doesn't beg, it doesn't chase, it invites. The reward for mastering this is profound. You begin to feel at home in your body. When you feel at home, others feel comfortable around you. Comfort breeds curiosity. Curiosity feeds desire. Desire that grows slowly lasts longer and feels deeper. This isn't about perfection, it's about awareness. Notice how you sit, how you stand, how you gesture when you speak. Let your movements reflect self-trust rather than urgency. Let our voice reflect calm rather than need. When body and breath align, your energy changes the room. And when your energy changes the room, attention doesn't just land on you. It stays. When attention settles into the body, the mind begins to register harmony. This is where perception sharpens. Not to judge, to confirm. The brain looks for coherence between who you appear to be and what your energy already promised. Men don't search for perfection, they search for alignment, and alignment is felt instantly. Visual harmony is not about trends or expense, it is about intention. When what you wear, how you groom, and how you present yourself feel deliberate, the brain relaxes. Relaxation allows desire to deepen. Research on first impressions shows that the mind decides quickly, then looks for evidence to support that decision. When your outer presentation matches your inner steadiness, the mind finds no conflict, no confusion, just clarity. Clarity is attractive. Confusion drains energy. Clothing that fits well signals self-respect. Clean lines signal order. Colors that complement your tone create visual calm. Calm is powerful. Calm draws focus because it feels rare. Most people are visually noisy, trying too hard, or not trying at all. Both send mixed signals. Mixed signals weaken attraction. This is not about hiding or exaggerating. It is about coherence. When your appearance feels like an honest extension of who you are, authenticity becomes visible. Authenticity builds trust. Trust allows desire to stay instead of flicker. Men notice grooming because grooming signal care. Care signals self-worth. Hair that looks intentional, skin that looks tended to, scent that is subtle, not demanding. These details activate memory systems in the brain. Scent especially is processed directly by emotional centers. It bypasses logic. It anchors feeling. When used with restraint, it becomes unforgettable. But the most important element is consistency. When your presentation changes dramatically to seek approval, the brain senses instability. Stability is attractive because it feels safe. Safety allows imagination to engage instead of staying guarded. When your look reflects who you are every day, not who you're trying to be today, your energy becomes believable. Believability is magnetic. Here is the deeper truth. When you take care of how you present yourself, you reinforce your identity. Neuroscience calls this self-signaling. Your brain watches what you do and decides who you are. When you dress with intention, your brain learns that you matter. When your brain believes you matter, your posture improves, your gaze steadies, your voice grounds, everything connects. This is why visual harmony is not superficial. It is psychological reinforcement. It is self-trust made visible. Men respond to this because it removes uncertainty. Uncertainty kills attraction. Clarity strengthens it. When your appearance communicates, "I know myself," attention doesn't wander, it anchors. There is also restraint here. Too much effort feels performative. Too little feels careless. Balance feels natural. Natural feels safe. Safe allows desire to unfold without press. When your outer world reflects your inner order, you stop trying to be chosen. You start choosing how you show up. That shift changes the dynamic completely. You no longer dress for approval, you dress for alignment. And alignment is felt immediately by anyone paying attention. This is the reward. You walk into spaces without adjusting yourself to fit expectations. You become the reference point, not because you dominate the room, but because your presence feels complete. When presentation, movement, gaze, and posture align, attraction stops being accidental. It becomes a natural response to coherence. And coherence is something you build from the inside out, every single day, through intentional choices that quietly declare your worth. When coherence is felt, something deeper locks in. Respect. And respect is where desire either matures or collapses. Men don't just respond to what is visible, they respond to what is unavailable. Not unavailable as rejection, but unavailable without intention. This is where boundaries enter the nervous system conversation. Boundaries are not walls, they are signals. Signals of self-worth, signals of choice. When a woman moves with clarity about what she allows and what she does not, the brain registers value. Psychology is clear on this. Scarcity increases perceived worth. But this is not about playing games. It is about living in alignment with yourself. When access is immediate and unlimited, attention spikes and then fades. When access is earned through respect, attention stabilizes. Stability is what transforms desire into focus. Focus is what keeps someone emotionally invested. This is not theory. This is how the human mind prioritizes resources. Men notice restraint. They feel it in the pacing of interaction, in how quickly emotional access is given, in how calmly a no is delivered. A grounded no does not create distance. It creates gravity. Gravity pulls attention inward. It says there is something here worth slowing down for. Emotional regulation is the backbone of boundaries. Reactivity weakens attraction because it signals loss of control. Calm composure signals strength. Strength invites respect. Respect gives desire a container. Without a container, desire spills into chaos or disappears entirely. This is where many women sabotage themselves without realizing it. Over-explaining, over-giving, accommodating to avoid discomfort. The brain reads this as self-abandonment. Self-abandonment reduces perceived value because value begins with how you treat yourself. A boundary does not need justification. It needs clarity. When you speak clearly and calmly, your nervous system remains regulated. When your nervous system is regulated, your energy stays centered. Centered energy does not chase. It attracts. Men feel this at a primal level. A woman who chooses herself changes the dynamic of the interaction. Suddenly, attention is no longer one-sided. Curiosity increases, investment rises, because the mind senses that approval is not the currency here. Respect is. Here is the shift that transforms everything. Boundaries are not about pushing others away. They are about protecting your alignment. When you protect your alignment, you protect your energy. Protected energy becomes potent. Potent energy commands presence. This is why composure under pressure is so attractive. When you remain calm instead of reactive, you demonstrate inner authority. Authority is magnetic, not dominance. Self-leadership. The ability to stay grounded in your values even when emotions are stirred. The root art for this is profound. You stop seeking validation externally because you are anchored internally. That anchoring changes your tone, your pace, your choices. You no longer give energy to situations that drain you. You conserve it. And conserved energy feels powerful to others. Men are drawn to women who are not trying to be liked. They are drawn to women who know themselves. Knowing yourself creates selectivity. Selectivity creates value. Value creates desire that respects instead of consumes. This is the difference between being wanted and being chosen. When you hold boundaries, you are not asking to be chosen. You are choosing. And that reversal shifts everything. When your presence is grounded, your gaze steady, your movement intentional, your presentation aligned, and your bounder clear, attraction stops being fragile. It becomes rooted. Rooted attraction lasts because it is built on respect, safety, and self-worth. And when self-worth leads, attention follows without effort, without performance, and without compromise. When respect is established, everything converges into one force, energy. Not the kind you perform, the kind you become. Attraction at its highest level is not about being noticed. It is about being felt. Men respond most strongly when body, mind, and emotion align into a single steady signal. This is where all the pieces integrate. Posture, gaze, movement, presentation, boundaries. When they operate together, they create coherence. Coherence is rare, and rarity commands attention without asking for it. The nervous system recognizes truth faster than words ever could. When you are regulated, present, and aligned, your energy settles into the room before you do. People lean in, not physically, internally. Their focus sharpens because something feels stable. Stability allows desire to breathe. This is not about trying to turn someone on. It is about removing friction. When there is no inner conflict, no self-doubt leaking through behavior, no need for approval driving decisions, attraction has space to grow naturally. Men don't fall for perfection. They fall into alignment with someone who feels real. Realness disarms defenses. Neuroscience calls this identity reinforcement. Every choice you make teaches your brain who you are. When you move with intention, speak with clarity, and hold boundaries with calm, your brain registers self-trust. Self-trust changes chemistry. Cortisol lowers, dopamine stabilizes, confidence becomes embodied, not imagined. Embodied confidence cannot be faked. It is felt instantly. And what is felt is remembered. This is the final shift. Stop asking what men look for and start becoming someone who looks inward first. When your internal world is ordered, your external world reflects it. When your external world reflects it, attention follows without effort. The reward for this is freedom. Freedom from comparison, freedom from chasing validation, freedom from shrinking or overextending yourself to be chosen. You no longer wonder if you are enough. You know you are aligned. And alignment is enough. Men are drawn to women who feel complete. Not perfect, complete. Completion signals that connection is a choice, not a necessity. Choice creates power. Power attracts respect. Respect sustains desire. This understanding transforms how you move through the world. You enter spaces differently. You speak differently. You listen differently. You respond instead of react. You choose instead of hope. And people feel the difference immediately. Attraction stops being accidental. It becomes a byproduct of self-leadership. When you lead yourself, others follow your energy. Not because you demand it, but because grounded energy feels safe to attach to. This is not a performance you turn on and off. It is a practice, daily regulate. Daily intention, daily alignment. Small choices repeated consistently reshape identity. Identity reshapes behavior. Behavior reshapes how the world responds to you. And this is the truth most people never hear. The strongest form of attraction is not created outwardly, it is generated inwardly. When you respect yourself, your body follows. When your body follows, your energy stabilizes. When your energy stabilizes, attention stays. Men stare at what feels real. They stay for what feels safe. They commit to what feels aligned. When you become that alignment, you stop being a question mark. You become a presence, and presence is the most powerful signal of all. When presence becomes who you are, not something you switch on, attraction stops being a strategy and becomes a consequence. This is where everything you've absorbed turns inward and begins to reshape your identity. Not how others see you, how you experience yourself. And that internal shift is what changes every interaction that follows. The mind is always listening to the body. It watches how you breathe under pressure, how you respond to silence, how you handle uncertainty. When your internal response is steady, Our external signal is clear. Clarity is powerful because it removes doubt. Doubt is what drains attraction faster than anything else. Men are not drawn to confusion, they are drawn to certainty. Not certainty about outcomes, but certainty of self. When you are rooted in who you are, your energy stops fluctuating based on reactions. You don't rise with praise or fall with indifference. That emotion. Our consistency feels safe. Safety allows desire to stay present instead of becoming defensive. This is the moment attraction becomes mutual instead of one-sided. When you are no longer seeking to be seen, you are fully seeing yourself. That self-recognition changes how you show up. Your voice carries conviction. Your silence carries confidence. Your presence carries weight. The brain rewards consistency. When your actions match your values, internal friction dissolves. When friction dissolves, your nervous system settles. When your nervous system settles, your energy becomes grounded. Grounded energy does not rush. It does not chase. It does not cling. It allows space. Space is where desire grows. Here is the truth that shifts everything. You are not here to be consumed. You are here to be experienced. When you understand this, you stop offering yourself for approval. You begin offering connections selectively. Selectivity creates intention. Intention creates meaning. Meaning deepens attraction beyond surface-level interest. This is why men stare at what feels alive, not desperate. Alive and urgy has direction. It has self-respect. It has boundaries that are calm, not defensive. When your life feels full to you, others sense it. Fulfillment radiates outward. It says connection is welcome but not required. The reward for this state is peace. Peace in your body, peace in your decisions, peace in how you relate to others, and peace is magnetic. People are drawn to those who are not fighting themselves internally. You no longer wonder what to do or how to act. You simply act from alignment. And alignment creates elegance. Elegance is not about style, it is about simplicity. Clear thoughts, clean energy, honest expression. Men respond to this because it feels rare. Rare because most people are disconnected from themselves. When someone connected, it stands out without trying. Attention lingers, interest deepens, respect stabilizes desire. This is not the end of attraction, it is the foundation of it. From here, everything becomes easier, conversations flow. Tension feels exciting instead of anxious. Silence feels intimate instead of awkward. You stop asking why someone is looking at you. You know. Because you are present. Because you are grounded. Because you are aligned. And when alignment becomes your baseline, attraction is no longer something you chase. It becomes something that finds you.